Welcome to This Is Not On Purpose season finale. Season finale, I like that. So, I want to go back to where we started. Okay? Hold on, folks. I need to make some adjustments here. Okay, let's try this again. Welcome to season. Nothing's normal, right? Anyway, welcome to the season finale of This Is Not On Purpose. I want to go back to where we started. Standing in line, somewhere quiet, a sound you didn't ask for, heads turning. Because here's the thing. That moment didn't go away. I just understand it differently now. What was this season really about? Well, the season wasn't about Tourette's. Not really, if you think about it. It was about what happens when your body doesn't cooperate with the world's expectations, right? When visibility comes before consent. When difference makes mistaken, when difference gets mistaken for disruption. Tourette's was the lens, but the story was always human. We talked about childhood first for a reason, because that's where the lessons start. That's where you learn whether your body's safe, whether attention is dangerous, whether love comes with conditions. Those early moments don't disappear. They shaped how I moved through every room afterwards. The classroom became the meeting. The playground became the bus. The teacher became the boss. The stakes just got quieter. Then we laughed. Because sometimes laughter is the only way through. But humor wasn't a personal trait, it was armor. Now, yeah, I know some of you are probably thinking, if you've watched the series, oh, you should go through therapy. I don't need therapy. I've learned to deal with Tourette's and all that stuff. But yeah, people still put up a wall, still put up the armor, okay? Masking wasn't deception, it was adaptation. And adaptation kept me alive in the rooms that weren't built for me. But survival isn't the same as living. We talked about dating, about love, about what it means to be chosen without conditions. Because love reveals what's possible. Once you've been seen without being managed, you don't unlearn that, right? You don't forget the calm of not apologizing. You don't forget what it feels like to stay. That changes you. We talked about work because work is where power hides. You understand? Behind words like professional, culture, fit. We named the quiet exclusions, the polite rejections, the way people disappear without anyone admitting why. That wasn't bitterness, that was truth. Then there was anger, grief, and finally aloud. Then we let anger speak. Not explosive, not like not violent, like just honest. And beneath all that, the grief. Grief for ease, for rest, for the version of life where your body didn't need managing. That grief, didn't weaken me. It makes sense of everything else. By the time we reached visibility, it wasn't about being seen anymore. It was about staying without explaining, staying without softening, staying without turning yourself into a lesson. That's not activism, that's self-respect. Then here's what didn't change. I still tick. People still stare. Rooms still get quiet. Tourette's didn't go anywhere. But here's what changed. I stopped believing those moments meant I was failing. I stopped carrying other people's discomfort as my responsibility. I stopped apologizing for existing. That's not a cure. It's a shift, if you understand. What I hope you take with you, okay? If you live with Tourette's, I hope you heard yourself in these episodes. I hope something loosened. I hope you feel less alone in your body. And if you don't live with Tourette's, I hope you pause the next time you notice someone before they speak. I hope you give them room before judgment. I hope you understand how much work goes into making others comfortable. And maybe, just maybe, you let somebody exist without commentary. The season was never asking for sympathy. It was asking for accuracy, for presence, for room, for humanity without conditions. Because none of us chose our nervous system, our bodies, our wiring, but we all deserve to be long inside them. So, in closing, let's go back one last time. You're standing in line, somewhere quiet. Your body does something you didn't ask it to do. And this time, you don't disappear. You don't apologize. You don't leave yourself behind. You stay. This is not on purpose. None of this. Not the body, not the survival, not the becoming was ever on purpose. But staying, that part is on purpose. Thank you for watching. Stay strong.